In the spring of 1900, a violent storm forced a group of sponge divers from the Greek island of Symi to seek shelter among the uninhabited rocks of Antikythera, a small island between Crete and the Peloponnese. Seeking a way to pass the time, the divers decided to explore the sea floor. Descending 45 meters beneath the waves, one diver, Elias Stadiatis, stumbled upon a wreck. A sunken Roman-era ship, its cargo dispersed by centuries of currents and decay. Word quickly spread. Greek authorities dispatched archaeologists, and over the next year, the team hauled up hundreds of artifacts, bronze statues, marble sculptures, glassware, amphorae. But among these treasures was something curiously unremarkably, a lump of corroded bronze and wood that looked, at first glance, like nothing more than debris. It was stored away in crates and forgotten, while the more dazzling finds took their place in museums and studies. It wasn't until a year later, when an archaeologist named Valerios glanced at the object's cracked surface, that the secret of the lump began to emerge. He noticed a precisely defined gear embedded in the encrusted mass. There, in the shadow cast by ancient corrosion, was evidence of machinery. Teeth in precise alignment, crafted by a long-vanished hand. Greek antiquity rarely yielded mechanisms of any complexity, yet here was something altogether unique. Scholars began decades of scrutiny. As the crusts were painstakingly removed, fragments emerged, bronze plates, intricate dials, tiny notched wheels within wheels. But the true nature and purpose of the object, now called the Antikythera Mechanism, remained shrouded in mystery. Early guesses ranged from an astrolabe to a navigational instrument to an ancient clock, but nothing matched its astonishing mechanical sophistication. In the mid-20th century, radiographs provided a glimpse inside the corroded blocks, revealing a riot of interlocking gears. X-rays mapped out at least 30 bronze wheels, some with over 200 teeth, fashioned with precision that seemed to defy the age in which it was made. The machine was layered of faces, covered in faded inscribed Greek letters. Researchers puzzled over the fragments, reassembling the mechanism in their minds like a three-dimensional jigsaw. Gradually, consensus began to form. The Antikythera Mechanism was an astronomical computer. Built in the 2nd century BCE, it possessed a complexity unseen in any other artifact for more than 1,000 years. The front dial showed the positions of the sun and the moon against the backdrop of the zodiac. A revolving hand tracked the lunar phase, even accounting for the moon's non-uniform orbit calculated through a clever design of epicyclic gearing. Separate pointers tallied eclipses, lunar and solar, along the 223-month Saros cycle. Further dials charted the timing of the ancient Panhellenic games and tracked the movements of unseen planets. The inscriptions gave further clues. They recorded instructions and tables guides for the owner to set dates and interpret the positions of celestial bodies, fusing craftsmanship with astronomical knowledge from the likes of Hipparchus and possibly Archimedes. The turn of the hand was a journey through the cycles of the heavens. Yet even as the puzzle pieces fell into place, the Antikythera Mechanism's existence raised baffling questions. If such a device could be made 2,000 years ago, why were there no rumors of successors? The complexity dwarfed anything found in the centuries that followed. Modern technology brought even more secrets to light. In the early 21st century, advanced imaging microfocus X-rays, reflectance, transform imaging, and 3D tomography mapped out gear profiles and brought faded inscriptions into sharp relief. Teams led by scientists like Michael Wright and Tony Freeth built reconstructions, showing the mechanism could predict lunar and solar eclipses, marking their types and timing. The gear's ratios echoed astronomical phenomena, and the device's complexity rivaled the clocks of the Renaissance. To this day, only about a third of the mechanism survives, dispersed in 82 fragments. Other pieces may still rest on the seafloor or have been lost to time. No ancient writings detail such machines, though tantalizing hints exist in the descriptions of mechanisms attributed to Archimedes or described by Cicero. Yet nothing as concrete and complete as the Antikythera Mechanism has ever resurfaced. The Antikythera Mechanism stands, in the words of one researcher, as the first known analog computer. A blending of science and art, its gears whisper of a legacy of Greek engineering now largely lost to history. Each discovery only deepens the mystery. Who built it? For whom how was such knowledge assembled and then forgotten? Perhaps somewhere beneath the waves or in the shadows of forgotten libraries, other mechanisms still await discovery. For now, Antikythera Mechanism gleams as a milestone, a silent testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the ancient world. As strange and marvelous today as when its gears first turned so many centuries ago,